All right. So I'm getting the message really quick here already. So when my eyes were closed, I saw a face of a man, and his nose was like huge. It was like a Pinocchio nose. So I was like, okay, well, that makes it seem like somebody's lying. And then I looked over here, and I have this, I don't know, this like clay thing I made, and it's a replication of hanging mistletoe, and with the berries, and mistletoe is poisonous. So along with the man and the big nose and the poisonous herb, it makes me feel like somebody is lying to somebody, and it's very poisonous. It's very toxic. It's very, very toxic. That's what I feel like. And I can hear Lloyd Banks too playing in my head. Rather live fast than die slow. And I was hearing that this morning. I don't know what I was doing. If I was making coffee, if I was doing the dishes, and I was hearing Lloyd Banks. I'd rather live fast than die slow. I'd rather live fast than die slow. And then I was like, man, there's so many people that want to die slow. You know, like they want their life to just last right until the longest point that it possibly could. And because of that, they live scared. They live sheltered. They live, you know, just these horrible little lives that make sure that they're safe until they want to die, right? Not when God wants to take them. They're not ready to die because they haven't done anything with their lives. So they want to live slow. They want to die until the very end, you know? Like, I'd rather like die tragic, you know, like in a like 50 car pileup or something, or a plane crash. Like if I'm going to go, just like fucking bomb me out, just kill me, like there's blood everywhere. I want my body to be unrecognizable. I don't even give a shit because like I don't want to be buried or anything. What up, Steven? Right? I just don't care. Like once you're dead, you're dead. Who cares what happens to the corpse afterwards, you know? So like just blow me up, just like split me in half, or like, you know, getting 13 ghosts, you know, and the glass comes and just like slaps that person like right down the middle. I'm like, fucking do that to me. I don't even give a shit. You know what I mean? Like I want it to be quick. I want it to be over with. I want to live. I don't want to enjoy it. I don't want to like, you know, prolong my life until I'm 90 or 100 years old and someone's wiping my ass or some shit like that. Like, fuck no. I want to go out way before that. Okay, so I don't know if somebody's been lying to you about life and how you should live and all this cautionary tales on how you can make it till the very end. Fuck that. I mean, do what you will, but I feel like it's a little bit more of like a journey here going on. There's illusion. See, the moon energy just came in with Gemini in the 10th house. Okay, and the 10th house is your public image. No way. Someone's got an illusion on their public image, I swear, of like how they're supposed to look or supposed to be. See the long nose. Somebody is, okay, we're getting there. We're getting to the message. There is somebody around you that obviously Spirit wants to talk about today that is making it seem like they have this beautiful reputation and they've got this like huge, beautiful life and it is just perfect and everything's perfect. He did everything perfect. It's a huge illusion. Gemini energy could also, it does deal with communication, but it could be lovers. Okay. Like sometimes, I'd rather live fast than die slow. I'm sorry, but I would rather divorce and be happy than stay in a marriage and have to hide my shit. But some of us are just born to not give a fuck, and we don't ever get put in jail. Okay. It's just like, if I can do something about this, I'm certainly going to. I'm not going to just live in a relationship where I'm being treated like shit. Some people can identify that. Others can't, you know, they have a hard time. Okay. So give me this 10th house. Career, public life. I tell you, reputation. Is that the King of Wands? No. 6 of Wands in reverse. Good news in reverse. High Priestess and the Tower. Oh, somebody, you know what I heard? Humpty Dumpty had a big fall. And you know what happened? Oh my God. Today something broke, and it broke into like 6 pieces. And I was like, fucking bitch. I knew it was a bitch. I'm like, that's a bitch move. I'm like, somebody knocked something out of my hand. I did not drop it. I had it in my hand. They knocked it out of my hand purposely. And I called it a fucking bitch. And it shattered it into pieces. And my sister's like, oh, that sucks. I'm like, fuck that. You don't just shatter something on me and I just let it go. I put it back together. I usually do put things back together. If I have all the pieces, I don't really care. It actually kind of looks cooler now that I put it back together. Fuck you, bitch. Okay, people always think I'm going to give up. You know, they take something away from me, they think I'm going to give up. They take my car away from me, they think I'm going to give up. They take a job away from me, they think I'm going to give up. What the fuck? This is the game of life. I don't got time to give up. Okay, so it's never good news on their part. I can turn bad news into good news pretty quick. Okay? That's the thing. A tower comes down, I can change that shit pretty quick because of my high priestess. All right. When you tap into your high priestess and when you realize that sometimes the universe is making a good move for you because you can't do that move for yourself because you're not seeing what's going on because you're stuck in some type of reputation. No, I can't do this. This is going to look bad. I'm going to look like an asshole. My reputation's on the line. Fuck a reputation. Okay, what does that even mean? Who gives a shit? You can always gain that back. If your reputation is going to get fucked around with something that you do in your best interest for yourself, fuck a reputation. Clearly, they don't know what they're talking about anyways. What up, Ryu? Okay, so I'm getting this illusion here, deception, because the thing is, somebody could have like cheated on their partner. They could have manipulated their partner, brainwashed their partner in some way. And this guy, if it resonates, okay, this man is, it's not like, he seems to be, I don't know if he's getting filled with like really bad news about all of these moves that he's made, and his wife is doing something. Okay, it's the moon energy, and he's making it seem like he can't get loose or he can't break away from this because his reputation is on the line. What reputation? There is no fucking reputation. Okay, if this is just everyday people, what kind of fucking public image do they really think they have? Okay, like, get down off the throne of, I think I run the planet. Like, what do you think, you're God? Pop. Ha! Society. Look at that, 4 of Wands. Public celebrations. I don't know if this person is just like, if they just think that the world just loves them so much and the world is not going to be able to comprehend that they've been living a lie, and the world is not going to understand what this man has gone through with this high priestess, like, get off your high horse. Okay. Like, now I'm getting the daily service. Like, this is a relationship. This is a fucking service dog. This is a fucking somebody's doing a public service for somebody, and they're acting like it's a relationship. Look at that, sword of truth. Boom. Boom. That's a truth bomb right there. Okay. And then the 3 of Wands in reverse. Experiencing frustrations in your love life, needing to learn compromise, encountering barriers in your career, facing delays. Okay. 3 of Cups in reverse. A brief but intense romance or a third party causing disruption, a toxic office environment. I mean, I'm telling you, okay, this situation, whatever this tower is, whatever somebody is about to come tumbling down, like I did her, like Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. Somebody's having a great fall. Okay, somebody is going down. And I have a feeling it's this guy. Okay, he really think, you know, those men like, yes, I have got it figured out. I know my woman and I'm doing everything right. No, you're fucking not. You're completely ass backwards, moron. Okay, but maybe that's the moon energy. That's the illusion that they're doing everything right. They're having a great time. They've got all their friends around them. They can't be doing anything wrong. You can't tell them that they did anything wrong because they're not going to believe you. They really feel like society needs them. Okay, they need them around, and it's no, they don't. No, they don't. Nobody fucking from the looks of it wants this person around. looks a little douchey. Looks a little bit like a douchebag. Okay, and now I'm getting close partnership. There's the sun in reverse. Somebody, okay, that's a thing. So there's somebody around you that took you for granted, okay? And whether they got into another relationship and thought they were doing the greatest move ever, they were going with the right person, they totally fucked you over. This person could have kicked you out of their house, kicked you out of their marriage, kicked you out of their life, and they were like, yes, I did the right thing because I want this bitch over here who says that she's the high priestess and she knows everything. Did they go see a psychic? Wow. Okay. So you might have like said something to them like, man, karma's going to find you, or something's going to happen to you for what you did to me. And then they went and saw a psychic about it. And then they like started dating the psychic. And you're like, I've been a psychic my whole life. You have dismantled me, disbarred me, defaced me, defamed me, and then you go to some other psychic across the road and then go marry her? I was just going to go like this. You gon' die, son. You gon' die. Oh, yeah, look at that. The parachute that doesn't open. You know, like, I feel like this is the guy that doesn't make it to the ground the way that he thinks he's going to. Okay, like that chute does not open. There's a difficult thing happening right now. And it's because this man just thought he was doing the right thing in a marriage. And it was a complete delusion. He hurt people. He attacked people. He acted like he owned that tower, that he could just shoot anybody that he wanted. Bitch, he wasn't even the landlord. He was like the maintenance guy. He didn't even live there. Okay, kicking people out of somewhere. You better watch your role. Especially, I talk about this a lot. People in management, please be really careful. When you act like God, when you play God, hiring, firing people, that's acting like a God. You better make sure when you're firing people that you're getting it right, that you're not just firing some because it's the cool thing to do and nobody likes them, so you're going to fire them for no fucking reason, or letting somebody go because you don't want to look at them anymore because you fucked them, okay, and you're the manager and now you don't want to see them anymore because you made a bad mistake. You do that shit. You play God, you're going to get the consequences of that, okay? And I know we have to have the managers. I know. I'm just saying, you play... because I feel like somebody's a devil's advocate. Okay, I feel like they're acting like they're God, but yet they're preaching for the devil. They're doing things for the devil. You want to play for the devil. You want to fire people, fuck with people, cheat on people, lie to people, deface contracts, and fucking illusion people. Just make sure it's worth it. Because it's going to be a hell of a comeback for somebody and a hell of a possible like jail sentence for another person. And actually, I was watching this documentary on a man that got so fucking face deep in pussy that he couldn't see what he was doing, and he killed a guy over a girl. And then he goes and talks to the father of the fucking victim, and he's like, you know, I was completely infiltrated by her, I was brainwashed by her, I didn't understand what I was doing. And the father just looked at him and like he gave him mad respect for apologizing for what he did to his son, but then he goes, you know, we're known in prison. And the guy just looked at him and he's like, you're gonna have fun in there, and walked away. And the guy just like turned around and had to like walk the plank into jail. And it's like, you think you can just apologize? You think that you can just walk up and say you're sorry to somebody? Bitch, we have like family all around. You know what I mean? This is a community just here on this channel, for instance, a community around the world. Okay. One person per state, one person per fucking province, one person for country. I don't fucking know where you're all from, but it sure ain't where I'm from. Okay, so that's just one community out of billions, you know what I mean? One outreach community that I can say something to somebody and get something across the world. If you're in a prison system, you know the prison system speaks itself. It has its own language. It has its own fucking laws. It has its own fucking police. It's got its own corruption where people are supposed to suffer and deal with the consequences of what they did. For some reason, now they're in a whole different life where they can become the fucking king of shit mountain. Okay, tell me how that works out. I am holding the Wheel of Fortune, and it's funny that I told that story with the Wheel of Fortune, because the thing is that I held the Wheel of Fortune, if you didn't notice, like this, because we don't know the way that fate is going to deal with anybody. Okay. That's part of your karma. What you give is what you get. You fuck around and you want to say that you were pussy driven or that you were fucking brainwashed and you hurt all these people. Make sure you say your apologies. Make sure. And I mean, again, it's not even like somebody's going to accept your apology. It's all about intention. If you are actually sorry about something that you did, and if it really hurt people, trust me, you will get forgiveness. You will change your life. You will at one point in time hate yourself for the things that you did because of how many people you hurt. I mean, guilt is a rough thing to deal with. And when you are dealing with it, it really does make you see the opposite side of the spectrum. If you're a good person and you know that what you did is wrong, if you're a bad person, but what you think is right because you're doing it to bad people or because you've got your own laws, I mean, again, you're part of a universe. That's a part of a unit. That's a part of a community. Like, you want to have your own laws, like your Disneyland and your own cops and your own station. You're still on the land of something bigger and more powerful than that. So just remember that, okay? That fate's not always going to have your back because you feel like you've got good karma or your parents are good or you've got a lot of money or, like, shit doesn't work that way. Okay, there's the Chariot. And I do feel like there's a lot of energy being pushed forward. Okay, a lot of information is being pushed forward. A lot of the truth is being pushed forward. Okay, and whatever this high priestess is about or knows about or is a part of, okay, I kind of feel like it was mainly this man who was the liar. So if this is the couple, this Six of Wands guy and this high priestess, I kind of believe, I looked at the tower, I kind of believe that that's the fucking tower that's going to come down now, is where these people thought they were safe, okay, hitting people and attacking people and telling people when they had to leave and telling people where, they've got authority over them is kind of like, it's an illusion. It's all an illusion, which is the fucking moon energy that we began with. Okay. I feel like somebody is going to have a choice to make. Okay, very, very, very soon. And that choice has something to do with possibly this man. Okay, I'm not quite sure exactly what the scenario is because it's a general message. It's not personal, so I don't know. But I feel like there's some type of end to a relationship that helps turn the page to somebody and the burdens that they were carrying before they no longer have on their back. Okay, so it turns the page for somebody because whatever this relationship is, okay, it's not doing well for the public. It's not a relationship that you'd be like, man, those people are just amazing. And if we didn't have those people, Ted Bundy would have went free and we wouldn't have had any justice and blah, blah, blah. Like, they're not that couple, okay? One person seems to think they know what they're doing. There's justice on the bottom of the deck, and I feel like they are married, okay? And one guy is, I think, hurting people to keep this high priestess happy. And then says it's the truth and just moves on. Because they just think society needs them so bad. Like, they just can't get enough of this. They feel like they're a little celebrity. They might be a part of a small community, like a small housing community or an apartment or something like that. And, it's game night a lot. And they are just the ones that host game night. They're the ones that, people love, that people just can't get enough of. And, it seems like that kind of relationship, and it's bullshit. It's not a real relationship. If anything, they're doing more for just an outside life than anything. I think they're trying to get away from each other if they need to be in society so much. They think society needs them so much. It doesn't really feel like the relationship needs them. It feels like they're putting tension on an outside source of why they're even together. Like, it just looks good. So let's just stay together. We look good. Let's stay together. What? That's a stupid. There's the world. I do believe it's coming an end. Okay, people, and whatever this is, whatever this illusion was that somebody was fixated on, possibly overloading your life, making you the bearer of all their bullshit to carry with the Wheel of Fortune, I feel like there's something moving in your favor. What up, Heidi? Okay, what up to everybody? There's quite a lot of you in here, so welcome, and thank you for liking the video, by the way. Thumbs up, people, and thank my moderator for doing such a kick-ass job there. Steven in the huzzah. He will make sure everybody stays playing properly. No, he won't. But anyways, he gives to the channel, so we give back to him. Somebody is getting out of a very big fog, okay? They're finding the light at the end of the tunnel. Whatever that means, take it or leave it. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. Hi. Can you see my little snake's head is right? It's right there. Can you see that little orange dot? That's his little face staring at me right now. He is, when I channel sitting right here with my desk, oh my God, he always stares at me. My king snake was so wound up last night. She trashed her enclosure. Oh my God. And I think it scared her because some wood fell. And then I tried to fix it today and her little head came, oh my God. If you ever have a king snake, they are the funniest snakes ever. Like, they're known to be really aggressive, and she's a very aggressive eater. I have to say, she is very aggressive with her food, but she is like the sweetest fucking snake in the world. Oh my God. All she does is give kisses and hugs, and oh my God, she'll wrap her body around you, and then she'll do this thing where she massages her stomach so it helps her digest. So sometimes she ends up choking because she's so tight, and then she'll just like massage her body, especially if I'm wearing a necklace. She'll massage her body all around my necklace or around my beads. She's so funny. And she trashed her shit last night because I didn't let her out, because I was high and it was dark and she's black. And, you know, I feel like that was just, it just looks like a very bad story. Cause like, I don't let her out at night cause she's so black. Like, I feel like I'm going to lose her in the house, or like, she always wants to go on my bed and stuff. And I'm like, my covers are black. Like, and she moved, like, if she gets scared, and she gets scared a lot, like little things will scare her, she darts off like so fast. Oh my God, she makes my heart skip a beat. She is the sweetest thing, though. I gotta say, if anybody is thinking about getting a very nice reptile, honestly, snakes, they're the best. I love my snakes. Okay. I don't know how many readings we're going to do, but let's just do this. No, my snakes don't bite. My snakes have never bit. They come out a lot. They've never bit me. They don't have a reason to bite. I've never been aggressive with them. I've never been mad with them. I've never scared them. They come out when they want to come out. They're very trained. I actually trained my snakes, which is weird. Like, you wouldn't think you could train a snake, but I actually did. I work with these snakes every day that they want to work. Yesterday, I just didn't let the one out because, again, it was dark and I was a little too high, and I wanted to do the responsible thing and just keep her in her enclosure so I didn't lose her or anything happen. And she got angry, but again, she's just aggressive. But she's not aggressive with people. She's never been aggressive with people. Oh my God, you should see. I'll take her in sometimes to see my sister, and she'll like reach out for my sister. She'll reach out for her and give her a hug right away. She'll reach out and she'll wrap her she'll wrap herself around my sister's neck right away and give her a hug and give her a kiss on the cheek. Like, she loves my sister. Oh my God, she's such a good snake. And she'll fall asleep in your hoodie. She loves to fall asleep in bags and hoodies, and I'll carry her around the apartment. She's so sweet. I can talk about my snakes all day, people, okay? Because I work with them so much. I can talk about them and their little personalities so much. What is this? I'm getting static from this card. I don't usually use these cards, as you people know. They're the animal spirit deck, but this card was standing out, and oh, it's the cat. Look how pretty these cards are. They're very, very beautiful cards. Independence, magic, and abundance. The cat is well known for its independent character. In the Egyptian hierarchy of beasts, it is the supreme being. The divine mother of all cats was the goddess Bast. Oh, yeah. As depicted in the painting, an earthly mother and deity of life and abundance. The Greeks associated cats with the goddess Artemis, the huntress and virgin goddess of the moon. The Roman version of Artemis was Diana, who was known for witchcraft. Witchcraft. We have been having some pretty good readings about witchcraft, because witchcraft is amazing if it's used properly. And then look at this. No way! What the fuck? Okay, you got to see the top of the deck, okay? Look at this. Okay, that's Crow, I believe. Yeah, that's the Crow. And then look at the card, the other card that came out. The Raven. We have crows and ravens here, so. All right, Raven is magic as well, and so is the Crow. Okay, we have magic, magic, magic. Each card says the word magic. Okay, the Raven is frequently associated with powerful magic and omens. Its symbolism parallels that the coyote and the rabbit in the native myths. It is worshipped as a deity. The people of Western Canada and Alaska reverend the raven as a hero and helper of human beings, a role reflected in the bird's prominent position in the totems of the Northwest. The raven is believed to be placed... The raven is believed to have placed the sun, moon, and stars in the sky, bringing light to the people both day and night. And we have the serpent. Oh, the serpent mother. The snake card is on top. Oh my God, this is magical as fuck. I was talking about my snakes. And I don't really have any decks that have snakes in them, so that's spirit for you, okay? And then the Crow. Like the Raven, with its synonymous, I don't know that word, but we're going to work on it later. The Crow yields powerful magic. In Native American myths, the Crow restores order in the heavens. The Sphinx, okay. I think I don't know. Okay, it's a native group. Anyways, I don't know how to pronounce it, but they believe the Crow is connected to abundance and prosperity. One legend tells of the white crow that warns the buffalo every time the hunters approach. Okay, yes. Okay, so there's this legend that the white crow kept warning the buffalo every time the hunters approach. This leads to hunger and starvation, and the crow is eventually captured by the hunters and thrown into the fire, but it escapes. Before being completely burned, emerged only blackened by the flames, aka the white crow becomes the black crow. The black becomes its prominent color. As the crow flees, it promises never to warn the buffalo of approaching hunters again. The crow is thus a kind of phoenix that rises from the ashes, symbolizing renewal, transformation, and a promise of abundance. Okay. And that's the thing of the story of the crow. The crow thinks it's doing something for good, and it's not. The buffalo is supposed to be hunted. That's what it's there for. Okay. And the thing is with crows, there is a man that has done a study on a group of crows that live in this particular forest around his house. And well, not around his house, but it's native to where he lives anyways. And he did this experiment, and he walked into this area highly crow populated, and he acted like a dick. He actually started throwing stones at the crows. He was throwing rocks at them. He was throwing branches at them. He was yelling at them. And then he left. He walked around, did his shitty thing, and then left. 10 years later, he came back to the same spot. And as he was approaching the crows, he heard the crows start squawking, and the crows started attacking him. They remembered him. They recognized his face. I don't know if he was driving the same car, but they recognized his face. They recognized his voice. They recognized his smell. He said the second he got out of his car, he started hearing certain squawks, and he knew that they were warning the other crows that he was coming because he fucked shit up the first time he was there. Okay, so there is this sense of it's a possibility that somebody did witchcraft against you, and it was noted. It was noted in the universe that they did something to you, and then they came back, or they're planning on coming back 10, 15 years later. Now I'm getting Scream. What's that? Michael Myers comes back every like 20 years or something like that. It's like giving me that, like this person is expecting to come back, but your ancestors know. It's like you're getting the warning. The crows are going off. They're squawking. They're letting you know that like this is the person that hunts you down. This is the person that, and I'm with their. It's like the universe is trying to warn you that somebody is around. And like my snakes, I have to do, like I said, I work with my snakes a lot. And I do know, because I've seen them in different dimensions, that one of my snakes actually did something for me once. And it wasn't the way that he looks here. He was like 100 feet tall. He was a fucking, almost like, the way they make those Amazon or those anacondas look from the Amazon, right? Like he was so big, and he did something for me. And whether or not anybody wants to believe it, it doesn't matter. It happened. I know that it did. And that's a part of your guardians, right? Your guardians will help you. They will warn you. They will communicate with you. Okay. They will do what they have to do in order to keep you safe, because you're their owner. You're their master. You're the one that takes care of them, that feeds them, right? That keeps them safe. They don't want anything to happen to you, so they will help and fight for you. And if you see your familiars in your dream state, that could be them helping you. And then again, with the white crow becoming the black crow, I almost feel like they blackened you in some way, you know, like they tainted you in some way. They did something to you, and now they're planning on coming back and doing it again. And it's like, you learned your lesson, whatever it was, to not warn them anymore, to not even try to help them anymore. It's almost like your guardians warned you. If you did warn people, again, I think I said that if you warn somebody that like karma's coming for you or something's coming for you, it's almost like they tainted you for that. You know, like I heard the other day, black on black lynching. It's this episode of The Shield, and it's a group of black people that say that they're doing the right thing, actually lynch a young man, Black and Native, and they hung the wrong person. And Claudette comes on scene, who is also of Black, and says this is black on black lynching. And even when I told my aunt that I had been sexually abused, okay, she had actually been sexually abused as well. So my coming to her was my hope that she would understand what happened to me, because it happened to her, and help me in some way so I could get through it. But instead, she fucking threw me to the wolves. She lynched me. And that would be, again, black on black lynching. Like, she had been through it and gasped gaslit and then she gaslit me. And it was like, how can you do that? You know I'm a victim just like you, and then you turn your back on me after it happened to you too. But some women are fucked. We've talked about this. Some people, they're so fucked in their head. They need to keep their families. They need to keep their mouths shut. They need to keep these people around in their lives because heaven forbid, you know, they place their energy and their anger where it deserves to go, as opposed to attacking a bunch of people that have no idea who they are. But they can't put the gun into the perpetrator's hand if they're not going to acknowledge who shot them, right? They're going to go to people like you, and because it looks like you shot them in some way, which means you told them the truth in some way, you tried to help them in some way, you tried to warn them in some way, you tried to love them. And that love, they portray as hate because they believe that hate is love. So you're dealing with people that don't know that you trying to help them, you trying to love them is trying to, you know, support them. They don't know how to support. They don't know how to be the bigger person. They know how to be the little person. They know how to be the victim. They know how to throw grenades at people and then go run and hide. And when you bomb them back, they call the police. Didn't you just throw one, but now you expect to get me in trouble because you recorded me doing it, but not you doing it? Again, this could be one of those situations if you feel like you're living a life where so many people are these fucking, honestly, what would you call it, hypocrites around you. They tell you flat blank that you can't do something and you watch them do it. And you're like, you're going to sit there and tell me I can't do something while you're fucking doing it? Is this a joke? Is this a joke? Because some people, I mean, they really are funny, you know, because they're so stupid. Okay, what's this magic? I want to know what this magic was done. Just in case somebody doesn't believe me. There might be some new people to this channel. This is the most magical fucking channel in the universe, okay? I asked what they did to you, and what came out is exactly this. There's like 50 cards here, okay? Fire is on the bottom. Clearly, would they fire you? No. Well, they could have. Hexed you, fired you. I mean, a hex of a life is... There's also candles here, so they could have been doing candle magic that hexed you. And I mean, again, we talk about magic. It is not that difficult to do. It is not like the way that you see it on TV. It does not even have to involve candles or fire or fucking sticks and fucking wands and stones and herbs. It actually doesn't really have anything to do with that. You can add that shit just as your intention to help make the creation that you're doing more magical. But this isn't a creation to make magical. This is something that they looked at you, they pointed their fucking finger, they ran their goddamn mouth, and they lit it on fire, and everybody fucking believed them. And that's that's what sucks about the broken telephone line, is that somebody called somebody, said some shit, and then they called somebody, they repeated it, but they didn't repeat it properly because then they add some things in there. Well, I know that, like, you know, they say it's this way, but I know it's this way, so they're going to say it's this way. And then you go, then somebody's flipping it again, and then they call somebody, hey, you wouldn't believe it, I just got a call from blah, blah, blah. They told me that yada, yada, and yada, yada did this, but like they said it went this way, but I'm saying, like, I think it went this way, you know. And then it's just like, all right, here we go. I mean, how many versions of the story are we going to have by like 12 o'clock tonight? You know, like 5, 6, 7, probably 12, right? Because clearly people want to talk about you. Okay, you are hot to trot. Apparently, I just heard. Book of Shadows. And herb kitchen. Literally what I just said, like, you don't need herbs. And you don't need a Book of Shadows. Like, magic is not that complicated. Okay, you can make it, like I said, you can make it super intricate, and you can add your spells, and you can do your own shit, and you can have your hypotheses and your theories on what's going to happen with your manifestations and what you're doing and blah, blah, blah. But you can also just point at somebody and hex them and walk away. Okay, it ain't that difficult. I actually was taught by an old Italian witch back in the day. I was a part of her coven for a little while, and she taught me, you know, those Italians, She was fresh off the boat. They got their own fucking religion over there. You know what I mean? They got their own demons and Satanists and vampires and holy shit, this woman, she was a generational witch. Like she was probably like 8th or 9th generation Italian witch. Like this woman fucking knew what she was doing. Total basket case, but she fucking knew what she was doing and what she was talking about. And some of this ancient shit that she taught me on how to flick energies away and how to flick people away. And you know, that just people, like, if you can flick them away, then that means that they're doing something. And this fucking, we were on a beach and this woman was staring at me and she wouldn't stop staring at me. And I was like, what the fuck is up with this person? And I'm like, I don't understand. Like, okay, stare at me for a little while and then look away. You know, like, don't just continue to stare at me the entire time. It's getting creepy. And she was like, you want to do some witchcraft? And I was like, yes. So we put our feet in the water. It was salt water. So we put our feet in the water and she was like, all right. And she taught me how to flick away people and it worked instantly. She's like, look at her, do this, turn around and wait 5 seconds. And I did what she said. I turned around, waited 5 seconds, turned back around. The bitch was out of sight. She was out of sight. She pulled her chair back behind her friend. I'm getting the goosebumps because I was like, I think we scared her because we both looked at her and then I did something and it looked like if she was watching me, which I knew she was, she would have saw some type of hand signals sent to her and it scared her. And I was like, don't fuck with a witch. I mean, why do you do it? I don't understand. Leave people alone. Doesn't matter if they're witches or not, or me or you or tarot readers or whatever. Just leave people alone. You have no fucking right doing it. You have no business fucking pointing your goddamn finger at anybody. Fucking break it off, fuck's sakes. Okay, you have no business fucking, and this is obviously the people you're dealing with. No business coming in, pointing their shit at anybody. Okay, and it's so low grade magic. It's like, I remember when I was angry and 13 years old and listening to a song and staring at my stepmother's picture wanting to off her head. Okay, but once you get older and you realize that you have magical powers and you look at somebody and you do this and you try to off their head, it's going to come out pretty nasty. Okay, because I do not like when people point their finger. As you notice, I don't really point my finger at anybody. And if I do, it's usually at the ground or at the window because I know there's a certain energy, but I do not point my finger at people. The last bitch who pointed her finger at me, I instantly quit my job and walked out. I was like, get your fucking finger out of my goddamn face. I am done with your shit. Women are so nasty and they'll point. My aunt used to do that. Point her fucking finger while she was telling me some story about somebody else. I'd be like dodging her finger. Like, get that fucking finger out of my face, you stupid bitch. Like, what are you doing? Do you realize what that does to people? Like, do you have any idea what that does? Like, no, you don't, because you're a little fucking stupid little brat that thinks she's allowed to wing her fucking finger around and hurt people because she's an adult. Go fuck yourself. Okay, I don't know if this is a woman that's doing shit and she thinks she's allowed to do things because she's got children or something, or she's better than you in some way, or she's older than you. What the fuck? None of that plays any role in magic whatsoever. It is not based on your age. It is not based off of money. It is not based off of how many children you have or how many sacrifices you've made. Magic is fucking magic. Zero. That's it. Magic is magic. Okay, so whatever the fuck. And dedication with altar. I don't know, this kind of makes it seem like they dedicated a lot of fucking time to doing this. And like they put a lot of shit into it from the looks of it. Okay, this could be something that like they pointed at you and then they set this whole altar up, like I said, and then they put your fucking picture there and they're shooting all their nasty energy towards you or some shit like that. And they're dedicating some serious fucking time to it. And again, like I always love to say, and I love when Spirit says it to me so I can repeat it, if they just put half this energy into themselves, honestly, they could, I just heard they could have been a millionaire, because they would have been able, like, when they're dealing with collective is very magical. Therefore, if people do the right thing, you will gift them certain things because they did their jobs that they were supposed to do. Okay, so if you came across this person and you did not give them what they expected, or if they were not willing to wait for your gift, right? Because everybody you pass, everybody that you embark with, you got some type of, karma with, right? Or you wouldn't have met them. You wouldn't have crossed paths with them. If you don't have anything to do with them, you'll never fucking meet them in your life. Okay, but if you've got a path, then you will meet the people on the path that you're supposed to meet. And whatever this person was, I believe that you did not give something to them, that you were the magical creation that they were supposed to see, and they were supposed to give something to you. And in return, you would bless them with something that they were able to manifest and work their way towards. So when you cross the path with this person, they asked you for something and you said, actually, you have to give me this first, and in return, I will gift you with this. They did not like that. They didn't, obviously, again, it's an entitled person. They feel like they get to get paid first than anything. They're not going to put the man work in. They're not going to put any time in. They want the paycheck first, and then they'll do the work. But what I've noticed is if the work isn't done before you get into the contract, for the most part, people won't finish it. Okay, so you have to be very careful with who you cross paths with that say they're going to do something. If they don't complete it, then don't get near it, because whatever this is, somebody wanted to obviously jump the line. All right, they wanted something and they had to work for it. It wasn't just going to be given to them. And so they were actually going to get a millionaire, but instead they pushed their way to the front. They took something they weren't supposed to. They took a spouse that, was maybe worth $500,000, okay, with all of its assets, everything in, right? They took half of what they could have had because they rushed it. And if they rushed it and they took something they weren't supposed to have because they didn't want to wait, that relationship has turned nasty on them because they've realized how impatient they really were. Okay, and now they want to reverse it, or now they're going to try to come back to you and take something again. And it's like, you haven't even paid for that. They haven't even paid you back for what they took. And then they just hexed it, right? Because you didn't help them in any way. So then they hexed you, and then they stole from you. And then they dedicated some serious time to trying to destroy you. Look at that. The spell card with manifestation. And it was in reverse, because the thing is, I really do feel like whatever this was that they manifested, okay, was a spell through you. They manifested magic through you. And then they fucking pointed their finger when it didn't come out the way that they wanted. Honestly, you know what I'm getting? The analogy would be, okay, so the world tells them they're not allowed to have a baby, but then they steal $10,000 from some type of inheritance. They do the IVF, okay? They get pregnant with a child that God told them they weren't allowed to have, but they went and did it anyways. And then the child comes out a boy and they wanted a girl, and then they blame it on the universe. I didn't want this. I wanted a boy. Or I got a girl and I wanted a boy. I got a boy and I wanted a girl. You worked your way through theft and IVF, okay, cheated, got a kid, and now you're not even happy with the sex of the kid because it's not exactly the way that you wanted it. It didn't turn out exactly your little fucking twisted fantasy. Don't you notice that maybe the devil is feeding you fantasies that are never going to be reached, but you just keep hurting people to get them because you say you deserve them? Bitch, if you deserved it, you wouldn't have had to steal it from somebody else. Then force your way to get it, and then get mad at the universe because it didn't come out the way that you wanted it. Like, does that even make any sense? Like, wow. I mean, honestly, like, how does that even make sense? I don't even know. People are so fucking stupid. It's It's just like, gimme, 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 gimme. I want this. I want that. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Why don't you wait in line and buy it, bitch? Abandonment. Childish behavior. They fucking banished you and then abandoned you. Oh my God. And now they're having nightmares about it, about what they did to you. I just got confirmation for that. Gone, vanished. Like, they wiped you out. They wiped you out. They got behind your fucking private line and they attacked you. And now they're having some tethered heart moment. Oh, are all the lies and betrayal finally catching up with somebody? And now they've got a tethered heart about all the things that they did to you because they realized that it was their displacement that took shit out on you and really you didn't have anything to do with it. Oh, is the hex coming back on you now? Blech. Reaping what they sowed. Oh my God, look at this. I fucking love Spirit. Okay, an attack on your character. There's defamation right there. And then reaping what they sowed. Uranus energy, quick. Ten of Cups in reverse. Harvest season. Oh, really? So the season that they're going into apparently is reaping what they sowed of everything they did to you. Wow. So this would be the part of the collective that ate shit in the first part of their life so then they could eat dessert the second part of their life. And the funny thing is that a lot of these attacks that happened were because you had morals. You had an identity. And honestly, they don't even have a fucking hairstyle that they like, let alone morals and a steady ground to walk on to put those morals and freedom of speech and freedom of life. And hey, by the way, just because your neighbor does it like that doesn't mean you can't do it like this. Just because you said I had to do it like this, like that's freedom. That's freedom of choice. That's free will. If they hexted your free will, causing unconscious reactions, no doubt. Spirit believes you're in danger, and a big fat yes. Just in case anybody wanted a confirmation, that is a big fat yes from the universe that somebody has been in a lot of danger. These are very two-faced people. And now, the things that they did to you is like causing these. Okay, the way that I see it is their mind is like filled with these memory bombs and all those memory bombs are things that they did to you. They're like little grenades, right? They're sitting in their head. All those things that they did to you, all those spells that they did to you, the time, the dedication it took to slowly try to destroy you and banish you from life, from existence. I feel like those are all pockets of energy in their head and they're starting to go off. And when one of those pockets of energy goes off, that whole memory comes back on how they violated you, how they abused you, how they attacked you, how they were so possessed they couldn't see that you were their daughter, their son, their niece, somebody they were supposed to love, somebody they were supposed to respect, their husband, their kid, like they never had the respect. It was always a dedication to banishing and hexing you for the things that you chose not to give them because you said they had to work for them. No doubt. That would be like them. Literally, the analogy would be they wanted to become doctors. Bitch, that takes like 20 fucking years to become a surgeon, but they just want the money. I think it's really the money that's attached. because especially surgeons, they make a lot of fucking money, like they can make thousands of dollars off of just one operation. Okay. They're basically like subcontracted through hospitals, especially in the States. Right? It's all insurance claims and shit that keep these doctors living in their fucking luxurious lifestyles. But they don't talk about that these doctors, work 16-hour, days. They have 16-hour operations. They have, time where they can't just sit, leave an operation and just go have a little phone call or a smoke break, right? They'd have to scrub again. It would take them a half an hour to do something for 5 minutes. Is that even fucking worth it? No, right? But like when somebody's got a twisted fantasy on what it is that they want to do, and you say they have to work for it, because yes, these doctors do need to go to school. They do need training. They can't just, jump on the scene and rip somebody open. It's like, how can you not want to do the training? That's what, I question is these people are so quick. Like, I mean, thank God it takes 9 months for a woman to have a baby, because at least then she's got 9 months to think about it. Although she's usually a moron by the end of it and didn't take that time seriously at all. Right? It's like the training is very important. Training is very important. So then you do the job correct. Right? It's like people should want to do their jobs correct. Why did somebody, in a sense of a simple give and take, so all this person needed to do, you gave them something, they just had to wait for themselves to get there to open the big gift that they had with them all along. They knew that they had it, which means they knew it was in the bank, which means they could have waited, but they didn't want to. And that's going to hurt them, okay? Because then they're going to get put into situations. They have no training. They have no hours at all. They've got no information, no real knowledge, but yet maybe they saw it on TV, and somebody that does it on TV, has been doing it for 40 years. They do it really well. They make it look easy. This person jumps on scene like, I can do that. I've been watching so-and-so do it, and it looks easy. And then, the 4 snips and the fucking scalpel gets put in your hands, and you're like, well, how far do I cut in? Where's the ribs? How do I get it open? Right? Like all those little, like, oh yeah, well, you just saw somebody's chest being open, so you just assumed that it would just open. Like, no, you need, they need clamps to get those rib cages open. Like that's a fucking heart surgery is a big fucking thing. Like people die on the table. They're literally known as widow makers, like some of those heart attacks and shit. Like people aren't designed to come and live through that. Right? So whatever this person did, I believe that it was something that was almost designed for you to not be able to live through, because you didn't give them something when they asked for it. And that was it. You just didn't give them something. You just told them that they had to wait. Okay, and then look at that. Their awful, miserable, bad intentions suddenly come out, because they're not good intentions. They're not great intentions. They're nasty intentions. And so you broke the record. Fine. You're not taking anything from me ever again. And they broke it. Map change and then pieced out. This was, again, like, anything that somebody was using, expecting that they could just do it. So you have to take it away from everybody. So obviously these people are connected to other people. And you would have had to give them all up, because one person is using you as a crutch. Heavy weight on your shoulders. I was getting the 10 of Wands quite a bit. That burden that they would have put on your shoulders because you didn't give them something. So they forced you to change, and then they took all your energy and elevated to what you refused to give them. But you did give it to them, but they would have had to use some type of energy to get it to open quickly. Justice, revenge, is a fucking sweet meal served cold, all right? Expression and expansion. That's the thing. There's going to be a lot of justice that comes in for the things that they tried to lure you in because you wouldn't give them something on their demand. And good for you, okay? Like, good for you. Like, you stood your ground. You made them have to try to work for something for once, and it just goes to show that people take so many things that they're not even willing to wait for. And it's like, if you're not even willing to wait for it, do you even want it? Or do you just want it because your neighbor has one? Or do you want it because your sister just got one? Or do you want it because your family member just, like, again, what lures people's consciousness into doing what they do or feeling like they need something right away as opposed to work for it and buy it and appreciate it, take care of it? It just seems like they wanted to dominate, get to the top really quick. Jupiter energy, they wanted to go big or go home. They were like, either put me to the top or I don't want anything. And you're like, but I'm not going to do that. And then they were like, fine, fuck you. Okay. Okay. That started a war with you. They started a war with you. And then they told you to watch your back. Wow. That's ignorant as fuck. So again, I keep getting this Uranus energy where I feel like something is going to happen quick. Something that they sent out to you is going to come back and it's going to bite them. And they're going to have to reap what they sowed. And whatever they sowed into this hex is what they're going to reap. And they deserve it. Like, their ship is going to go down. Their little ship of lies. It's going to sink. Terminated. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. 12th house of endings. Termination. Termination. No breathing. They're going to die. Nice. There's that Neptune energy again. Did you just see that? I just threw that over there. Envy. You want to envy people's lives that much? Just might put you 6 feet under. Okay, be careful what you envy, because what you could be envying is a fucking scam. All right? So I was doing a contract with a gentleman who lived out in Vegas a few years back. And he was known in his industry quite well. So when the last time he went to Vegas, he came back, we spoke about his trip, and he told me, I don't know what part of this trip was different, but for some reason he had to go to a lot of people's houses while he was out there in Nevada. And alarming red flag, so many of those big giant mansions you see, all those great mansions you see in the slums and, right beside the social working houses and, right downtown beside the jails. Most of those houses are empty. And what do I mean by that? Is they have 1 or 2 rooms that have furniture in them, and the rest of the house is empty. Rooms that are empty, floors that are empty, backyards that are empty. So many people live so much beyond what they can afford that so much of it is image. And maybe that's going back to the first reading of this public image. It's a lie. It's a lie. And maybe we're still dealing with the man with the long nose in the beginning. All right, fucking Pinocchio over here. Like, obviously this person that manifested this spell against you and these hexes against you, okay, this person was a part of a scam. Okay, because and I tried to warn you, when you are told, if you're being told to hurt somebody, that is not your spirit guides. That is not your ancestors. That is something demonic. Your ancestors would never tell you to hurt somebody. They will tell you to stand up for yourself, but within the rights of the law. Your ancestors, they're never going to want to see you get put behind bars for standing up for yourself. They're going to ask you to stand up for yourself, and if it doesn't work or if it's going to put you in harm's way, way, they're going to say to call the police. They're going to say to call the authorities. They're going to tell you to do the right thing. They are never going to tell you to go and attack somebody, regardless of what they have done. Unless it is standing up for yourself, they will never tell you to point a gun in somebody's face and pull the trigger. Okay? Unless there's a gun in your face and they're about to pull the trigger, there is no fucking reason for anybody to ever get hurt in any situation. Okay? So your guides, your gods, whatever you go by, if you ever hear to hurt somebody, that is not your guides. That is not your spirit guides. That is somebody that wants to see you get hurt. Okay. And the person that you might attack, okay, could be a bad person too, but it doesn't give you the right to do anything like that to them. Again, unless they have done something to you, and it can be an eye for an eye in a situation where if the cops get called, right? Always think about the cops getting called. Always think about your ass getting in trouble for some fucking loser, for some idiot, for some, meaningless person that could end your life or your freedom as you know it, okay, is a scam. All right. So if whatever this person is hearing, whatever delusions is going on in mind, it's a scam. It's even fucking spelt wrong. And they don't understand. Oh, it's a scam. It's fine. It's a scam. It's fine. No, it's not. It's fine. And no, it's not. Right? They're not going to listen. And it's weird because this person claims to be some type of Queen of Swords high priestess. So they claim that they're not even lying. They claim that they know everything. So if they knew everything, if they were divinely protected, why the fuck are they coming after you? Okay, it's a fucking lie. Like, again, that would be like a priest going and committing murder. Didn't you say you work for the church? Well, the church isn't going to tell you to go kill somebody. It's a scam. It's demonic. It's not angelic. Okay? So, anything else for these lovely people? Hiding important information from you. Okay, this is beyond personal IRS shit. Whatever this person did to you, they are now being investigated. Okay, whatever this hex has to do with, this hex might have, it usually has to do with money. So if this woman hexed you in some way and took your money, the IRS is now involved. Because they have claimed, taxes have just went through. So they have claimed something possibly on their taxes that does not match up with their money. And that would be the analogy. Okay. Third house, communication. Uranus energy again. And then look at the fucking card underneath. God, spirit does not lie. Greed. These people stole a lot with their nasty fucking hands, okay? And they were scammed. They were scammed into stealing from you. Well, there's your money card. And then look at this. Wow. Okay. So we've got the seed underground in reverse and wrath right behind it. Like somebody is going to be very angry when they find out what has been hidden from them. And the thing is that it's not going to be hidden for much longer. Whatever this person did, okay, and like the analogy would be theft of money. Money comes in a lot of different ways. Obviously, it can be as simple as they took money from you, but it also could be different resources they took from you, different people they took from you. They could have, hexed you. That costed you a relationship. Again, this person, whoever this person was, they were getting lined up with a millionaire. What up, Phoenix? Okay, they were getting lined up with a millionaire, and they fucked that up because they couldn't wait. I just heard a year. They only had to wait a year. That was it. Okay, 12 months? Are you kidding? When you're working and shit? Fuck. Like, when was Christmas? Like, already 5 months ago? Like, my God, we're already 5 months. Like, what the fuck? A year can go by so fast. All they had to do was wait a year for a millionaire? That's it? And who's to say that it was going to take a full year to meet them? They could have met them in 6 months, but they weren't going to seal the deal for another 6 months. Again, like, fucking patience, people. Like, holy shit. Maybe they're the ones that keep coming in with this Uranus energy. They're the ones that want something quick like this. Like, you don't just get that energy quick like that. Like, what the fuck? Gluttony. And then absolutely no way were they going to wait. This person needed to eat, and they were going to fucking eat whether you put anything in that bowl or not. Okay, I'm going to read the symbolism of the snake card and then probably wrap it up. 109:45. Okay. The snake has been given numerous symbolic qualities over time and across cultures, from sexual, compassionate, and clairvoyant qualities to the circle of life, death, and rebirth. Poisonous snakes have been associated with transformation and healing in many Native American beliefs. The poison is thought to activate primal energies, which, if manipulated properly, can cure rather than kill. In Middle Eastern epic, a serpent acquires the flower of everlasting youth, which allows it to shed its skin and be reborn. This painting is of the snake dancer. It represents the character Buffalo Gals. Won't You Come Out Tonight? A story written by Ursula Le Guin and illustrated by Boulette. Okay, so this is the they would I would guess depict the animal spirit of the serpent, the wise serpent. Okay, and no doubt, I actually watched this documentary on a man that allowed various venomous snakes to bite him to create the anti-venom. And he has, over his studies, I believe, killed himself 3 times, but he came back to life. And he's basically impenetrable now of venomous snakes. He's been bitten by everything that it's like almost impossible to kill him now, because his body has created these antibodies that flush the venom out. And venom is also definitely a part of Native American culture. With venom, again, has a lot of healing traits. It works wonders in the science and health industry. I don't know the full extent of what venom does, but it does have a lot to do with body, joints, and blood. There are, like it says in here, a lot of curing ailments of venom where it can be used to produce life as opposed to end it. I mean, there's, poison ivy and poison oak. As a kid, I grew up in the woods. I was always in the woods, and I, knock on wood, have never actually been affected by poison oak or ivy. And the thing is, I feel like I am immune to it. I feel like I am a woodsy person, and I come with a very good intention. And I believe that when you step into poison oak or into ivy, it releases a substance, and it releases its ability to protect itself. And if it doesn't feel a threat, then it's not going to hurt you. Okay, so you might put that together with the ivy or the oak yourself. And if you've ever watched the M. Night Shyamalan movie with Mark Wahlberg, I forget what it's called, but it's it's about when nature fights back, when the plants fight back, and they're releasing toxins and they're killing people using the wind. And it will happen. Nature will fight back, and it will fight back against humans, which is its basic number one threat of its life. Okay, so whatever this is, I do feel like there could have been a threat on your life, but because you did not pose any threat, again, M. Night Shyamalan, that's The Village. They let the blind girl go in to where those they don't speak of are, because they know that they will, the beings, the animals, the monsters will know that ivy is of pure. She is of pureness. She is not there to hurt anybody or mess anything about or bring any bad intention. She is there to simply pass through and then come back again, ailing no harm to anybody. Right. And that's the thing is when if people want to put spells up against you or hexes up against you as if you're this bad, awful person that comes into society and hurts everybody, they're going to get a very rude awakening, and the universe is going to give them a rude awakening, because if something they said went around and it hurts you and people chose to attack you, then Mother Nature will stand up for you. Mother Nature will fight back. Right? Like I said, it just like you, if people are backing you into a corner, you will fight back. You have to learn to bite back. You have to learn to use your powers for good and not evil for yourself so you can survive. Okay? Whatever these people are doing, they're beyond survival. They have more than enough. That's why it's gluttony, greed. They have too much. And then envy, and then they're just envious. I don't know where that envy card was. It could be on here, but then they're just, throwing envy at you. Like, what the fuck? Like, how can they be envious of you? They just took everything. Or are they envious of something they don't even know about because they don't have the right information? All right, I don't know where that envy card went, but I didn't keep it. Obviously, I didn't need to. Oh my God, it's on the top of the deck. What do you know, with a moth to a flame? They're envious of that little baby, and that little baby's Satan's fucking baby. Okay, that little baby is a fucking Martian from hell. Okay, so what the fuck are you so envious about, bitch? Oh, that's right, you didn't read properly, did you? And you just looked at the outside of the book instead of read what's inside. Okay, and so shall it fucking be. These people deserve to find out what happens when you do black magic on people and it comes back and bites you in the face. You're going to lose something. Your greatest record is going to break, and you're not going to be able to put it back together. You're not going to be able to say that collective is the one hurting you anymore when these people just got caught with the guns in their hands. They're trying to say that you're the one that's got to be looked out for and watched. Bitch, you just caught them with a loaded weapon. Can you maybe turn the camera around and go towards, I don't know, the villain instead of attacking the victims? Like, that have really good intentions and they have shitty ones, and so we have to keep moving around so then they don't follow us, and then they follow us anyways. Like, all right, no wonder there's a gun here, and a gun's been showing up recently. Okay, so I don't necessarily know what it means, but just be careful at the fucking, if you're looking down the lonely roll of a barrel, okay, it can fucking shoot your face off. Like, that's the thing. I don't understand exactly the fights that these people are trying to start with you, or what they're, trying to portray to the universe, to hex you, okay, to dedicate all this time and all this effort into trying to take you down or trying to stop you. That's not their fucking job. They need to go back to work and do what's best for them. Okay, this whole pushing their energy out and trying to figure out what you're doing and trying to get you arrested and trying to get you looked at and trying to get you pointed at, they just need to get in their own fucking lives. And now I'm hearing a Bear's Den song playing in my head. I think that's a Gape. That one has been playing for a while. And I like, it's not necessarily a good, like, this person does not know what their life is going to be like if they can't siphon off you, if they can't come and steal from you, if they can't, because every time they try to come and get something from you, you say no, and they end up stealing it. Okay, so they're just used to stealing from you all the time because they know you won't give them anything. And now that you've locked your shed, okay, and you've locked your gifts up and they can't get them, they're not going to want to know what's going to happen to their life. And it's only, I feel like this whole thing is going to come back around on the dedication that they put towards whatever this was that got taken from you. That is very scary. And they are very scared to find out the negative effects of fucking with collective, okay? So take what resonates, people, and discard that motherfucking rest, okay? Because you don't need it. It's not relevant. And if there is anything relevant, I'm happy to have channeled it for you. Take what does, and they're always analogies. Remember that. They don't necessarily have to play out the exact way that I say it or that spirit says it, right? It just has to be said a certain way. So take it if it resonates. And I don't know how much I'm going to be here for the next week or so. So if I'm around, make sure you hit that notification button. I do have a life. So hit that notification button and hopefully you will catch me next live. Thank you so much for liking the video. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being a part of the channel and sending your wonderful love. All right. Good to know I was spot on there, Harold. Nice to see you there. Kim, Shani. There's a lot of people here that I don't fucking never seen you guys before. So awesome that you're here. I'm glad it resonates. All right. And I will be back when I'm back. All right. Peace, y'all. See you later.